on average, youth are spending between anywhere to 6 to 14 hours a day on a screen.
Wow.
And if they go to church and they also go to youth group, that's 2 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 hours a week versus, let's say, 7 hours a day on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning the messaging war?
Right. We were talking about how teaching our kids, the importance of teaching them to be in the world, but not of the world. How do we do that?
Well, there's a phrase I use in raising children and in our business here, intentional persistence. So simply persisting in what we're doing isn't always going to get you the effect you want, because you may just be running into the same wall. But if you're intentional about it, if you're thinking about what you're doing, then we can be focused on our goal. And we need to be focused on training our children. You know, we homeschool our son, and I say we, to be honest, my wife does a lion's share of the work. She does a great job, but I'm there throughout the day now with this new career and at night. And it's a daily 24/7 engagement with our youth. And we really, really need to teach them that we don't take our faith. And for the listeners that can't see my hands, I put my left hand out far to the left, and I say, this is our faith. And then I put my right hand far to the right, and I say, and this is my sports, my career, my friends, my dating, and all these things. And the culture is telling your youth to separate the two, and nary shall they meet. And we need to teach our youth that our faith is the bedrock that we build all of these other things upon. And it is what anchors us in what is right and wrong to do in those things. And so that's going to take the form of taking the time to have discussions. Last night, we were talking about the reality, my son 9, we were talking about the reality and evidence for God, and how can we know as Christians that he's really there? And so what do we do when we doubt? And then when we are, with Good Tube Kids, what we're showing youth is how to work hard and work well, and let that be a light that shines back to your Christian faith. Because you talked about Christian apologetics. It says, always be prepared to give a reason, a defense for the hope that's within you, so that when people ask. But the problem is, if your life doesn't shine so that you have hope that people see, they'll never ask.
Right.
And we need to teach our youth to be above board, to live differently. Mm-hmm. And so we're very fortunate as homeschool parents, we get the opportunity to do that all throughout the day. One of the things that we tell parents is, on average, youth are spending between anywhere to 6 to 14 hours a day on a screen.
Wow.
And if they go to church and they also go to youth group, that's 2 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 hours a week versus, let's say, 7 hours a day on a screen. Mm-hmm. Who's winning the messaging war?
Right.
And fortunately, as homeschool parents, we're able to be around our children more, mm-hmm. And be the one that influences them, and be the voice that they hear, and help to be a filter and to protect them. So, and to prepare them. That's the other thing we do, protect and prepare our youth. So you were talking about the most important thing you can do is to first be aware it's our responsibility to be intentionally persistent. And then we talked about, as we prayed before this episode, Philippians 4:13, I can do all through Christ who strengthens me, because it's going to be exhausting. Mm-hmm. But you've got those first 18 years to help anchor your youth, because the culture's coming for them.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.